What's up, guys? This is Max King, and tonight I'm here with my girlfriend Christina, and
Hi.
and she's cooking for me a really good plate. It's chicken. I love chicken, but she's doing the perfect job and showing us how to cook the orange blossom chicken. So what's the name?
Honey orange chicken. So.
Honey orange chicken. That is really good, especially when if you want to bulk up at night and don't really care about carbs, because we have some honey, but it's not that bad. But if you want to use it to your plate, if you really are a purist, you shouldn't have any carb at night. But with honey, you kind of safe, right?
Yeah.
And it's good in this period of the year, with sinus and especially the orange too, no?
Honey is a really good decongestant.
Exactly.
It also has antibiotic properties when you pair it with citrus or ginger. So we're not talking about bad carbs.
Yeah, we're talking about good carb. They're gonna give you a boost for the day after for a good workout. And well, let's see how it goes.
Sure. So tonight we're going to be demoing my take on a classic kind of a Chinese takeout meal. It's orange chicken. My version is honey orange chicken. So we're adding a little bit more of a healthy spin on it by adding the honey and by substituting traditional chicken thigh meat with chicken breast. And then we're going to add some bay leaf, of course, because that makes everything delicious. And then we're going to add a cup and a half of orange juice, fresh squeezed from these 2 oranges. Some orange slices for garnish. A small onion, 3 cloves of garlic, 3 tablespoons of sunflower oil, some crushed red pepper flakes and some other herbs, some Dijon mustard, and this is white wine vinegar. All right, guys, let's get started preparing the honey orange chicken. So to get started, you want to take your 3 tablespoons of oil and add it to a pan that you've preheated over medium-high heat. And always preheat your pans. It really just expedites the cooking process, makes life a lot easier. And then you want to start sweating your onions in that hot oil. Be careful because it might splatter as it's been preheating. In this case, it didn't. And you just want to saute these onions until they become translucent. And at that point, when they do become translucent, we're going to add our red pepper flakes and herb mixture, and then we're going to add our chicken. Now that the onions have become translucent, we want to go ahead and add our red pepper mix. So that's the 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes with a little bit of dried herbs. And this is to season the oil and to kind of bloom the spice in the red pepper and bloom the oils and the dried herbs. Always do that over heat. That's actually a really good secret to Indian cooking. They always fry their spices, and that really brings out the flavor. Add our bay leaves and our first level of seasoning, which is just a pinch or 2 of salt. And we just season in layers. That way we never run the risk of over seasoning. And whatever onions try to jump ship, put them back in. And now once that's bloomed for, 30 seconds or so, you can take your chicken, which I've cut into strips, by the way, and dusted with flour so that they can get a nice coating on them. And you just lay them around evenly in the oil so that everybody's got contact. It doesn't have to be super spaced far. But we just want to get some color on both sides of these. And just make room in the pool so everyone gets a swim. And then bring your temperature back up just a bit because we brought it down for the onions. And then we want to let the chicken brown on both sides, which will take about 3 or 4 minutes per side. And then after that, we'll build our sauce in the same pan, simmer it, and forget it. Alright, so now that our chicken has browned, basically on both sides, there are going to be still a little raw parts. We want to start building our sauce in that pan while we have it nice and hot. So we are going to bring the temperature down just a bit because we're going to put the garlic in. And you never want to burn garlic, so always put garlic in, you know, when you're just going to toast it up a bit, and then either take the food off the heat or put a liquid in there to prevent the garlic from burning. And then I also wanted to note that before you juice those oranges, never waste the zest of a citrus. I've never met a citrus that I've juiced that I haven't also taken the zest and just put it aside for some other use. Today, actually, I can get a lot of use out of this orange zest. It has a ton of flavor, really concentrated flavor from those oils. So I'm going to use, you know, part of that for the cooking, and then the other part for garnishing. So now we have that garlic in there. We can give this a toss around, and you can see you're getting some nice brown bits on the bottom of that pan. So we're going to deglaze with the orange juice first. So that's 1.5 cups of fresh squeezed orange juice, or like the juice of about 2 or 2.5 oranges. Okay, now one. And don't worry about the seeds. You know, we have teeth and tongues for a reason, so we can sift them out. You know, this meal is mostly about adding pleasure in unexpected ways, like with the orange and the honey, but without adding a huge headache to whoever's preparing the meal. So we got 1.5 oranges, and that's looking good. That's about a cup of orange juice. And we'll go ahead with the other half. Maybe it's more like 1.25 cups, but again, this isn't an exact science recipe. This is just about making stuff taste good. Okay. Wipe off, add some of that zest, just half of it. Really beautiful bright orange. And then we're going to add our Dijon mustard right to the middle. And the Dijon will actually serve to emulsify the sauce as well, like thicken it up. And then we're going to do our 3 tablespoons of honey, because we really want that honey flavor in there. So just right into a tablespoon and over. A really great meal for when the weather first starts to get cold and you want something flavorful but not too fatty. You don't want to order fast food. And you really want to make the person you're cooking for, you know, kind of happy and surprised at what you're able to do in under 30 minutes in the kitchen. So try to stir that all together. Get it really nice and incorporated. And then the vinegar part is really to your taste. I happen to like, and so does my boyfriend, we happen to like foods that are slightly more acidic with a little bit more of a kick. So I'm going to add a little extra vinegar than maybe a traditional recipe calls for it. But we're going to let this come up and reduce a little bit. And you see it happens fast when you have your heat on the proper temperature. Smells really good, doesn't it? So we're going to add our vinegar. And again, this is to taste. And so that we're not just cooking with salt and we're kind of keeping in line with that Asian taste palette, we're going to add about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce. And we're going to let this reduce uncovered for like 5 to 8 minutes. As soon as you see it thickening up, then we're going to cover it, let it simmer, and forget about it until we're ready to eat. Total, maybe 10 more minutes until dinner time. Alright, it looks like our liquid has reduced by about 1/3, almost half. It looks, you know, much thicker. It's almost able to glaze the chicken. And so at this point, you want to go ahead and add your orange slices for garnish. And just like the inside slices, not the ugly kind of in-piece ones, you can save those for another soup or a stew. I don't really like to waste things, but I'll go ahead and toss the chicken around with those fresh orange slices so we can kind of reiterate that this is orange honey chicken. And if you want, you could add another drizzle of honey right on top. It just depends on how sweet you want this meal to be overall. And adding even more pleasure to this already delicious meal, I found some leftover basmati rice from our dinner last night. So I am going to go ahead and reuse that in this dish. It's perfectly good garlicky basmati rice. And then of course basmati doesn't take that long to cook. Just, take your favorite brand, follow the directions on the box, add some garlic, a little bit of salt in your home.
Oh, it smells so good in here. I know it sounds fake, but it's true. What is that?
I guess you're
Oh
gonna
my
like
God,
it. This
look at
is
that.
the final
Oh my
honey
God.
orange chicken.
You
Our
see?
basmati rice from last night, so made it
Oh
even
my
easier
God.
for us.
And this only 10 minutes.
Only 15 minutes
15
total
minutes.
with prep and everything, but 15 minutes actual cooking time.
How many grams of chicken in there?
There are three pretty
300
big,
grams?
three pretty big chicken breasts, so I would say about
Yeah.
600 grams
Yeah,
of
this
chicken.
is for one, right? Only for me.
For a Max King appetite, it's definitely only one.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
So a couple more minutes of simmering, and then
So
we're ready to eat.
it's rice and chicken. Wow, very special chicken.
It's the honey orange chicken, the chicken of the season. And here we
Oh,
are.
it's time to eat. Wow, look at this. So much chicken, so much arroz. That's the perfect meal to bulking up, building your muscle. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. That's what I do.
Pleasure principle.
That's
Don't
right.
forget the name.
Don't forget it. Call us for your next dinner.
Yeah,
Pretty.
that's true.
Or just check us out on
The
Facebook for yummy
best
recipes.
chef in town. It's here, Christina.
That's right. Not bad for a Monday night, huh?
Not bad at all.